Welcome back to Worthington Model Railway and another quick update on the layout extension. I haven't got as much done as I really wanted to over the last few days. I was a bit under the weather for a couple of days, and so things like this took a bit of a back seat. I'm feeling a lot better now, so hopefully get back to it, but I'll give you a quick walkthrough on what we've done. A little bit more progress on this area of the extension. Unfortunately, I was under the weather for a couple of days and didn't get as much done as I wanted to do. But if you look along here, you'll see that I've got this all kind of roughed out, 1/4 inch ply on the top and some foam board so I can put the cliff edges in place. So I get all that put together. So now what I need to do, I reuse this stuff up the top here. I'm trying to decide whether to kind of keep that area flattish and put something there. Quite what, I'm not sure, but maybe something of interest. A manor house maybe, or something. I don't know. I got to think through what's going to go up there, but it needs something to add to it a little. And as you see now, the 009 is in front of here and it disappears, and I created this slate fascia tunnel entrance there. So that's how it's going to disappear into that tunnel. And then I got tunnels on the other end, so let me move the camera, we can go look at those. I said before, I kind of do need a bit more light up here. I did have a lamp when I was working, but I need to get better lighting on this end of the layout. So you can see that I put that tunnel over there with the one that had the crack in it. I did glue the crack with super glue, but I'm going to need to sort of, once I paint it up, and I'll put a little bit of greenery down there, and you really won't notice that crack, even though it sticks out like a sore thumb right now. And I put just an N gauge tunnel in here, which is in the same sort of cut stone. I thought it would look better than something different. I think it's going to be okay. Of course, you know, the stone is cut a lot smaller, but it's the kind of the right size there. Although I did have to just raise it up a tiny bit. I checked in the biggest 009 loco I had. I needed to get it up about 1/4 inch. But by the time I get that all filled in with ground foliage and what have you, again, you won't notice. And then coming down into this area here, let's just zoom out a tiny bit. I had to sort of do some finagling here to get these two tunnels to work, and unfortunately I also cracked the single portal tunnel as well, but again, you know, once it gets painted up you won't really notice that. So what I ended up doing was I ended up cutting back on both the double and the single tunnel on the end, and then connecting them with a piece of wall. I'll move the camera in a second and handhold it so you can see what I did there, but I think that's going to work out okay once I get it all landscaped and what have you again. Maybe one of those things where maybe I should have thought a little bit about where the track was going to go with the tunnels before I finally laid the track, but I got the tunnels to fit, so I think it's going to be okay. So I hope you can see with a little bit of handheld here what I did with this tunnel in the way of chopping them up a little to make them work. But I think they work fine, and once I get them painted up they'll be good. And I did make sure I had sufficient clearance in here, for example, for the track, so that we shouldn't have any problems. So that's that component. The next thing I need to do is I need to get some more of this plaster cloth, which is what I tend to use, and I'll probably use not just plaster cloth, but I'll also use some other components and bits and pieces under it and around it to smooth it off. But we'll document that when I start it, which I was hoping was going to happen this last weekend, but with me not feeling so good, that got pushed off. So not quite sure when I'm going to get around to doing that. It's probably going to be next weekend at this point. So one of the things I wanted to mention is I've left this piece able to be removed, so it just lifts right off. And this piece here will be removable too, because this is a pretty long length along here of tunnel. And in the past I've had situations where I've lost pieces of rolling stock in the tunnel because of derailments or whatever. And having a mechanism to be able to get in there and fix things is important. I can also get in underneath. I can't really show you that, but underneath here. So hopefully you can see that underneath there is plenty of access for me to be able to get in if need be. I can crawl under and grab anything from underneath there. So I'm generally not too concerned about being stuck if something derails in there. So I got the plaster cloth in place for the most part. Goes all the way around, and need to let that dry. Probably add a second coat of plaster cloth in some places, and then we'll go over that once it's dry. If need be, I'll use some filler in there, and then we can get it painted. I still need to work out what I'm going to do with kind of that whole area over there. I got to think of something to put in there, so I'm going to think about that for the next few days and see what I'm going to do. Let me show you this from the other direction. Please excuse all the tools and things that are still lying out, but I'm still working, so it's kind of a little busy here, but hopefully you can see that. You know, I really should get some more light on that. Just a second. Hopefully you can see just a little bit better there how the tunnel mouths have come. This area down here, it's kind of leaving open right now because I'm putting a canal in there, and there will be a canal tunnel entrance goes in there, so I got to work out exactly how that all is going to play out before I put plaster cloth in there. Thanks again for watching, and a Happy New Year to everybody, it being the 2nd of January today. If you like this video, please hit the like. It's just another quick update. Obviously still a lot of work to do, long way to go, but I thought I'd just keep posting as I'm working through this, and seem to be getting good feedback. Anyhow, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. There's a subscribe button to the top right, and you should see another video to the top left.